Hi, my name is Jessie, and this is
Manuel.
He's my boyfriend.
Yes.
A little bit about me. First, I am from the United States. I am from California. And where are you from?
I'm from Argentina, from Buenos Aires and Tucumán, which is in the north. So yeah, my native language is Spanish.
So we have different native languages, and this video is all about problems or issues that may arise when you're dating somebody who doesn't speak the same language as you. Obviously, he speaks English, but not on the same level as a native person. And I know a little bit of Spanish, enough to barely have a conversation, but we can't really fully communicate in Spanish yet with each other.
No.
That's
sad.
So problem number one there.
Yeah, like starting off with that. Yeah.
We kind of came up with about 6 different issues that arise with us in our relationship that all go around having a different native language and the communication mishaps that might happen. Point number 1 is just problems with understanding the other person's culture, because a lot of culture comes through the language, such as the jokes or the things that you refer to. And I think this happens to you a lot when trying to talk to me.
Yeah, I have the feeling that I have a little advantage because I grew up watching like movies from the States and like knowing a little bit more about your culture than you about my culture.
Yeah.
When I want to make a joke or like say something like typically from Argentina, you're not gonna get it, and that's a little frustrating. And I have the feeling that you could theoretically like say something and I could not perhaps fully understand what you're trying to say, but at least have some sort of idea where that comes from.
Like if I'm making like a joke or a reference to pop culture, probably, you would know it or sort of have an idea of what it is. I think sometimes if I try to be sarcastic, you don't really pick up on that. Okay, so the next point is about how we communicate or how we fight, because obviously every couple is gonna have different opinions or different ideas about how things should be done or what we should talk about. How does that work when you have a different native language? I think that sometimes problems between us don't get discussed as much as they should because we have the language barrier.
Yeah, I have the feeling that when you fight, we don't fight that like fight. We just like discuss things.
Yeah, sometimes we have like different ideas about things.
And in those moments, sometimes you want to just like say something. I can say something, but when I want to say something like really like go to the point, like okay, I want to say this and get it.
Yeah.
I can't.
Because it's not your language. So
yeah, it feels like weak, or sometimes when I want to say like something nice, it's also like the words don't have the same weight, and that's really weird.
Personally, in terms of like discussions, I find that we have to really discuss things in order to understand each other. Any couple will have to discuss their different ideas, but I think that like a lot of it comes down to the language, and maybe like we have to take more time telling the other person how we feel or how we think, just to make sure that the other person knows just from a language aspect.
Or I just have to start telling you things in Spanish, and over time you...
Then I learn.
Yeah, you
then
learn,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. As you said, like when we have some issues or problems or we fight, we have to communicate better, like to talk more, to make the other people understand, like to make you understand my point, I have to use more energy, like more brain, more words. Yeah, I found ourselves like talking more because of that, because of the language barrier.
I think it's good because it forces you to really narrow down like what is the problem, what do I have to communicate, like what are the essential things, and I think in a way that's good.
For me, in my case, sometimes I say something that it didn't mean to go to that side, to that way, but you read it like that, you understand it like that, and I was like, no, like it wasn't like that. It was like it wasn't that heavy or that light, or it wasn't. I didn't mean that. So that's why we have to talk more.
Next point is like trouble retaining things, like trouble remembering things. If you're speaking in a language that's not your native language, maybe it's just harder for you to remember what was said. I know that if we're speaking in Spanish, which we rarely do, but like it's a lot of it is just over my head, or I'm struggling so hard that in the future I won't really remember like exactly what we were saying. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have the same experience in English?
I'm not that good to just retain
In general.
in general. I'm always with my head like in another place. So when you say something, it's like, okay, well, it's there. But I have the feeling that if that thing would have been Spanish, I would have retained a little bit more because I have to use less brain cells to pick that up. Even though I am like hear what you say, I'm not understanding because my brain is not activated to understand that.
Yeah, your brain is not activated to English.
Yeah, it's like I have to pay attention. I really have to just listen.
Yeah.
When maybe in Spanish I don't. Like normally I don't.
Yeah, like the problem becomes a bit more in English. Kind of goes into like another point of ours. Usually there's one language that kind of becomes the main language of the relationship, and for us that's English.
Yeah.
Because my Spanish is not good enough to fully communicate, and English is just easier. I asked him once if he wanted to do German, because we both speak some German, and at least that would be like a level playing field of us both having bad German.
That's not gonna work. That would have been like terrible.
You have the main language of the relationship, which is English, which is great for me, but yeah, you are constantly not speaking your native language, and I think that can be...
Well, for me it's fine because I do speak Spanish.
Yeah.
I mean, I speak Spanish with my family, with my friends. At work, I also can speak Spanish.
I don't know how you feel now, but I know at the beginning of the relationship, you'd often tell me that you were just tired of speaking English.
Yeah.
That like your brain had just... that was enough English for today,
Yeah, sure.
or like your mouth and your vocal cords were just like tired of forming English sounds.
I don't have that
just...
anymore. That's true. Yeah, at the beginning, like I was speaking English with her, like not much actually, like a couple of hours every day, and my vocal cords were like exhausted, like really tired. Now I speak English all the time. Like every time that I'm awake, I speak English, and my that's true. I totally forgot about that. Like my vocal cords are fine. I can just speak. I don't know, kind of like my brain like just switch because and I actually find speaking in English like fun. I like it's. Every time that I speak is how's that? What's that word? Like I have to like es like como una cada vez que hablo español, cada vez que hablo inglés es como una every time that I speak in English it's like a test that I want to just like I want to do it right. I want to say the verb in the right like conjugation or something or like the Aussprache, how you say that
the pronunciation.
The pronunciation, like just say right all the words.
The last point is just problems with fully expressing yourself in the other person's native language. I can't express myself in Spanish the way I can in English, and vice versa.
Yeah, but for example, do you have the feeling that you can express yourself like 100% with me?
Mostly, 99%. When speaking with you, it's mostly the same English that I would speak with like my native English friends back home.
Okay.
But I do think that sometimes I have to use a slightly slower speed or make sure I'm pronouncing each word clearly and maybe use like less slang words, because if I use a lot of slang, sometimes it's just like, Jess, what are you saying?
But I do notice that when you speak with your friends or your brother or your family, whatever, you speak a little different, like some words or something like the speed or something like it's little different, but it's not like a lot, but like you don't speak like that to me, for example.
Yeah, I mean it's not something I do consciously. I think it just happens, but I do know that sometimes I consciously have to slow down.
Okay.
And really like slow down my English, slow down the words, just to make sure that you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Or I have to like repeat myself a few times.
Yeah, you do that. I mean, it's fine because you need to do that. Yeah, like for me, it's like I have the feeling that I'm a different person in Spanish. Like 100%, like not 100%, but like
100%, like, just
but
opposite.
yeah, like I find myself just speaking more and like a more fun funny, like I make more jokes. For example, with me, I do have the feeling that when I speak in English, I'm like, or when I speak in Spanish, actually, not English. I like when I speak Spanish, I'm like my real self. I'm more me. I even think that my voice sounds different. Like in English, I have my like a lower pitch voice, and when I speak Spanish, I'm like a high pitch. And I say, of course, like more words per minute in Spanish, and I can just express myself better. When you're like with friends, or you want to like say things fast, or be like funny, or just like say something that, yeah, like in Spanish is like different. Like even if I'm with somebody from Argentina, I don't have to say that much because the other person would understand without saying, just like by referring to something.
Yeah, whereas with me, like I wouldn't get it.
Yeah, I do have the feeling that I'm like different when I speak Spanish.
I sometimes wonder if I would like the Spanish Manuel.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, yeah. It's gonna be like the same thing, but like more fun, more funny, more interesting.
Everything better.
Better, yeah.
Well, then I just have to continue learning Spanish.
Yeah, you have to learn Spanish.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Just to know my real me.
I'm trying.
Yeah. No, I have the feeling that like language, it is a barrier, but it's not like the only barrier that you have. Like, and it's not the most important barrier, because you cannot speak the other language, the language of the other person, and you can still communicate, know the other person, and just learn about them and learn about their culture and stuff. So language, it is a barrier, but it's not like the only and the most important one.
Yeah, like I think having different native languages shouldn't stop you from dating somebody that you find interesting. I think the most important thing is just being open and curious, be excited to learn about another culture, be excited to learn another language, but it shouldn't stop you from dating somebody that you want to get to know better. And yeah, like I really think that having a different native language, it creates little issues, but not big ones, because I think the big issues are like personality differences. If
you are not a good fit with the other person, you can speak the same language and it's not gonna be a good fit.
Exactly, So, I mean, and I think having a different native language can, even if there are problems, it makes it fun. Like you get to teach me your language, I teach you mine, and
it gets a little frustrating sometimes, but
I think every relationship will have its little frustrations.
If you want to communicate, you're gonna find the way to communicate.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to date outside of your own language, and
Google Translate.
Yeah.
Google Translate this entire conversation. Yeah.
So now we're arriving to the end of the video. That was all of the different points that we had for problems when dating somebody with a different native language than you. Please give this video a like and comment below if you've ever dated someone with a different native language and what problems that you guys had in your relationship. Let us know. Please subscribe to my channel and I will see you guys next time. Ciao!
Ciao!